Well, thank you for the question. It was actually a question that I got asked by the stopped in the street the other day because they were incensed that City Council had employed a new chief executive on £190,000 a year. And I had to explain to the gentleman just how big an organisation the City Council is in terms of the number of employees and its budget. There is a distinction for a lot of people in that public service employees, a lot of people feel that they're there because they have a public vocation and therefore, for some reason, their remuneration might be different to that of somebody who is in the private sector, where the inference is that if you're in the private sector, then you're just in there for your own good. I think it's much more complicated in terms of how a person gets into a particular job and how they should be treated within that job. In terms of the public sector and the private sector, I don't think there should be any differentiation in terms of whether the top man or top woman should be paid on a stepping scale according to what the lowest paid member in that organisation is. Each member of that organisation should get paid for doing a good job. And if the person at the top has such expertise that they are able to create greater efficiency, greater productivity and greater outcomes for not just the people who are employed by them, but also of those people who are served by them, then I don't think you should really set any artificial limits. However, I have to say that in extreme circumstances, like the economic circumstances we have at the moment, the Liberal Democrats, for instance, are advocating that in the public sector, given the strains that there are on the public purse, which is paid for by the taxpayer, that we should restrain pay rises so that no public sector worker should get a rise of over £400 in a year while we are still in this economic crisis. So I hope that answers your question. In principle, there should be no difference whatsoever. You should be paid for your skills, and in terms of those people at the top, they have a responsibility to provide value for money for those people that they serve. And I think that's one of the reasons why people were so incensed with the bonuses that were given to bankers who don't seem to be benefiting anybody within the community they live in.